In studio, we are joined by DAPK leader, that is Honorable Eugene Wamalwa. This is your second time to Radio Generation, Mheshimiwa. How are you doing? Welcome to Radio Generation.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be back here.
Nice to see you. Strong as always. Always good stuff to say about our country. We're just having a conversation with Mahesh by the out there, and I was asking him about Honorable Martha Karua. How is she doing, considering what she has just faced in Uganda?
Yeah, she had a very rough day today in Uganda.
Right.
She was out there on official duty. She's a senior counsel, a lawyer. She's been representing Kizza Besigye.
Right.
As you recall, he was abducted right here in Nairobi and taken to Uganda and court-martialed and put in prison. As we speak, it's almost 500 days since Besigye went into prison. So Martha has been there with a team of Ugandan lawyers and some Kenyan lawyers to try and get him out. Yesterday, we were at this Gen Z church function at the Baptist.
Right.
And she told us she was leaving for Uganda this morning. But she was getting some very worrying signals that she was not wanted in Uganda and probably should be arrested. So she mentioned to Kalonzo and I, and we said we'll stay alert in case that happens. This morning I got a call that she was actually being held within the Entebbe International Airport.
Yes.
She was not allowed to leave the airport to go to Kampala to access her clients, and she was blocked. Basically, she was held there for hours, and later on she was deported back to the country. And she landed here, I think, around 4 or 5. Okay. We received her at her home. I've just come from there. She's safe. She was traumatized, but Martha is a fighter. She's well and with her family. We will be issuing an official statement tomorrow as the opposition here to condemn what happened. We're also expecting the Law Society of Kenya to protest what has happened in Uganda. We also expect the East African Law Society to equally protest, because what is happening really is making a mockery of the East African Treaty that allows free movement of people and services, including legal services. And the right to counsel is a right that is both in the Kenyan Constitution and in the Ugandan Constitution. As you do recall, Dr. John Haminu and I represented President Museveni during the petition, the first presidential petition in 2001. I was a very young lawyer then. And we went there with Dr. John Haminu to represent Museveni against the same Kizza Besigye. So Museveni picked Kenyan lawyers. We crossed the border. We were given practicing licenses. We represented him. And Kizza Besigye has done the same. He's gotten Kenyan lawyers. And what we want to tell President Museveni, who's a leader and an elder in this region, is that what is good for the goose is good for the gander. So if Kenyan lawyers were good for him to represent him during this his own petition, then Kenyan lawyers are good to represent Besigye.
Right.
And he should allow, in the spirit of the East African Treaty, free movement of people and services, including legal services, and the right to representation by counsel of his choice of Kizza Besigye should not be curtailed.
But Mesh, why is this happening to Martha now? This is not the first time she's been to Uganda. I think sometime last week she even visited the prison, as much as she wasn't allowed to get inside, and she has been to the courts there over and over. Why is this happening now? What has changed? Is this something that you can tell us?
I think what is happening is that pressure has been brought to bear on the government to release Besigye. And you can see now the government there harassing the lawyers of Besigye, which would actually affect his defense and therefore his right to a fair trial. It's not just Martha. You remember his other lawyer was arrested.
Yes.
As we speak, both Martha and her colleague have been actually on the front line fighting for Besigye's rights, including challenging the right by Besigye to be tried by a civil court, a civilian court, and instead of a military court. Instead of being court-martial, being a civilian, he should be. And this matter went up to the Supreme Court. I think there was a ruling made. But there's a clear attempt to curtail that right of representation and fair trial by Besigye.
Yeah.
And I believe this is what is happening. So I think Martha having come back and her colleague being in prison,
Yes.
Besigye is exposed in terms of his representation in this case, which is something I believe as lawyers and we're talking about both Kenyan and Ugandan lawyers. I think from today the pressure will be brought to bear on the government to respect human rights, to respect also their own constitution. Yes.
Do you think Kenya is also headed there? We have Uganda and Tanzania having their main opposition locked up. Also, I think this hunting down of human rights and lawyer from the East Africa.
Yes.
Okay, I would not say what I want to say, but the dictators are in hand, trying to work together to curtail, of course, free movement, democracy. And do you think Kenya is also headed there?
Actually, Kenya is not just heading there. Kenya is benchmarking with the two states.
Okay.
And you do recall that when Besigye was arrested right here in Nairobi, he had come as a guest of Martha Karua. You remember Martha was launching her book.
Yes.
Besigye has been here many other times. And there was some arrangement between the Kenyan government and the Ugandan government. They colluded to actually get Besigye abducted from Nairobi. And
also Maria.
Yes, and Maria was, and you remember, the Tanzanians also colluded with the Kenyan government. So,
Yes.
Nairobi is becoming really a hotbed of abductions, extrajudicial killings, and forced disappearances, and this now spreading across East Africa. When you listen to President Samia Suluhu speak, you know that there's communication between her and our President William Ruto.
Yeah.
And she was talking about, the Gen Z of Kenya.
Wanyorosho huko, wanyorosho.
Wakija huku ana suluhu ya kuwanyorosha. Wakija huku ndugu yake William, ndugu yake mdogo awanyoroshe. Wakienda Uganda, wanyoroshe na Museveni. So what we are seeing in East Africa is a very frightening phenomenon of rising authoritarianism.
Okay.
That is actually an existential threat to our democracy, not just in Kenya but in the entire region. And there is collusion between these three presidents.
Okay.
And Kenya is clearly benchmarking with the two.
Okay.
And this is where we're headed, unless we actually rise up as Kenya and say no. Kenya is not Tanzania. Kenya is not Uganda. Kenya has been the cornerstone of democracy in the region.
The big brother.
Yes. So we cannot allow this president to erode those credentials, our democratic credentials. They are impeccable. Yes.
Yeah. Speaking of which, 25th of June, I believe it's this Thursday, Kenyans have said that they will remember their brothers and sisters that, were lost during, Maandamano 2024. The government has really come out, from the president to the CS to the government spokesman, saying that, look, you guys can go ahead and have your meetings, but, don't cross this line, because once you do it, mtanyoroshwa. And they've even said they know politicians who might want to even infiltrate these particular peaceful demonstrations. What are your thoughts on this government utterances? Because pia tulipromisiwa kunyoroshwa if things do go haywire.
Also, I think MP Wamolo Kuria, he didn't even say nyoroshwa. He said ksh, ksh, meaning
chinja.
to kill.
Yes.
Okay.
And I find that really reckless and ridiculous.
Actually, what Anifa is saying shocked me yesterday, because I saw him actually do the expression like wachinju. And that man is still walking around free. I don't know what the NCIC is doing, because someone like that should have recorded a statement by now.
Yeah.
Because he's threatening these young people, and these are not empty threats. You do recall last year when they were marking the first anniversary. I was there with my brother Kalonzo Musyoka.
Yes.
At the invitation, and we marched with them just to go and lay wreaths at Parliament, where these young people were killed.
Yes.
And the amount of force used, the police, the barbed wire, the harassment that went on. Do you know, at the end of the day, it was a day that was meant to commemorate these fallen heroes.
Yes.
Today, IPOA confirmed that last year, in the June commemoration, 27 people lost their lives.
Last year, Lord.
Last year.
Okay.
And this is a commemoration. Here, people come in to remember and to honor their fallen heroes. Then they are brutalized by the same police. They lost life and limbs. And now it is official from the IPOA report, 27 lost their lives. You remember before, after the June demos,
Yes.
we had Sabasaba.
Yes, we did.
Now, Sabasaba, today the IPOA report confirms 30 people lost their lives during Sabasaba.
Yes.
I think it's even underreported.
It is underreported. Of course, when you hear a government report, it
Yes.
is definitely suppressed. And but coming from IPOA itself, it's such a tragedy that after losing, they gave a report of 62 who died on 25th June 2024.
Yes.
Then you come to June 2025, and 27 are killed, going to remember and honor their 62.
In a
Then
peaceful
you
way.
come in a span of just a month, in July,
Sabasaba.
Sabasaba, between 25th and Sabasaba, it's less than a month.
Yes, it is.
So you have 27, then you have 30 killed. So you have almost a similar number of 62, almost 60 people being killed, honoring their fallen heroes. So when people like Kimani speak in manner that these are not empty threats, when the president himself starts warning these young people, then the deputy president Kindiki warns the same young people.
The CS.
The CS,
Isaac Mwaura.
yes, the CS Interior,
Right.
Murkomen, warns the same people. PS Raymond Amolo warns the same young people. This afternoon, we are hearing the government spokesperson. This is meant to intimidate the young people not to come out, not to honor their fallen comrades. And what we want to tell this government, it's not really them to tell Kenyans how they should honor their heroes. And the right to protest under Article 37 does not depend on the generosity of the state. When you listen to these people, it's like, oh, now we've given you 3 million each. We don't want to see on the streets. Muskuja tena mletu. No, these people should be allowed. They have not healed. Yesterday, as we were celebrating Father's Day.
Yes.
Now, it was not a very happy Father's Day for the fathers who lost their children.
True.
One of them was Rex Masai's father. He was with us throughout the service, and he spoke to us and he spoke to the country. And he's saying, well, this compensation of 3 million is not enough. What we want is justice. We want those investigations done, those people who killed our children arrested.
Yes.
We want justice to be done. We want them held accountable for what they did.
Yes.
Because they are going to do it again. If you're using taxpayers' money, okay, this money is not coming from their pockets. It's not coming from Ruto's pockets. Now, it is taxpayers' money. You allocate it. It is paid. So you kill. The same government kills. The same government pays from the taxpayers' money. And there's no element of being held to account for what they did.
Because
what
people will
will
continue
they
to
do?
die. Yeah.
They will kill others and say, okay, we'll allocate some more money towards that. Now, where is the justice for these victims? This is what we are asking. And we are telling them this issue of them trying to intimidate families.
Yes.
Trying to tell them, don't do or do it like this. Or it is not their business for government to tell people how they should protest or how they should commemorate their fallen heroes, or to say we have now given you permission to protest. It's not for the government to give that permission. That is guaranteed by our constitution.
Yes.
And it does not depend on the generosity of the state. This is what we want to tell this government, because looking at all these big people in government, pointing fingers, threatening these young people, we as the United Alternative Government are saying this must stop, this intimidation must stop, and they should respect the constitutional right of anyone who wishes to come out on Thursday.
Yes.
Including the families of the victims, including friends of the victims, including leaders and the citizens who want to come out. It is their right. What the police should do is provide security.
Yes.
Because what has been happening is that the police have gone into bed with the goons. So this goonism, this culture, is being used to actually erode those constitutional rights. That if you come out on the streets to enjoy your constitutional right to protest, there will be goons waiting for you.
Mahesh, let me ask you, because I mean, you have been in government before. Maybe help us understand how difficult is it for a government to just clamp down on some of these issues that we are facing? Is it difficult because some of the officers have been identified? Witnesses have said it is OCS so and so. Others know it is, this particular officer from this particular station, but nothing seems to be done about those particular individuals. If anything, in some instances, those police officers have been transferred to other regions, and that seems like the only reprieve the community is receiving. How difficult is it really to just act?
It's difficult because they are protected by the same government. They are the ones protecting them. And you do recall after the Gen Z protests and the heavy clampdown, the president himself came on national television and said, these are dangerous criminals. That gave a signal, a shoot to kill order, and these officers did what they did. CS Interior gave the same orders. It is later on that they climbed down from the shoot to kill to shoot in the leg. Now, if these officers have been told to do this, they will be protected by the same people who gave them the green light to do it. And this is what is happening. They will never be held to account. Remember the photos we had, the videos we had. Officers going down on their knees and taking aim at an armed young people. These faces are known. And though some had masks, there are those who had no masks. How come these people have not been arrested up to now?
It's a good question.
And you look at what happened. This government does not intend to change. Whatever they said in 2024, they have not changed. Because, and this is something we must take responsibility also as leaders.
Okay.
Because you remember when we did the Azimio demonstrations in 2023.
Yes, the Sufuria Revolution.
Yes, the Sufuria Revolution. And when things came to a point where the situation was getting very serious, there was pressure for national dialogue.
Yes.
Then we went to Bomas. I was one of those who went to Bomas. There were 10 of us. 5 from the Azimio side, 5 from the government side. And when the issues came to the table now, the government side did not want to address the real issues, the issues of cost of living, the issues of heavy taxation. And all they were keen on were the positions, creating of a position for the leader of opposition and 2 deputies. And if we were to say, okay, Raila was the leader of opposition, say Kalonzo and Wamalwa were the other 2 deputies, we were given government offices, government vehicles and salaries. And you have Mudavadi, the prime cabinet secretary, being now given a formal office. Because now as we speak, that office has not been formalized.
Okay.
So we create that office of a prime, put in the constitution, address the issue of 2/3 gender by creating more women rep positions. In fact, the proposal was that instead of having 47, we double the number. So we have 2 women reps per county. And that would address the 2/3 gender. So it was about creating more and more positions. It was politically expedient for the political class. But the real Wanjiku issues were never addressed.
Okay.
And they refused, they dug in. And when it came to now signing that report, I was one of I think I was the only one who declined to sign the report. And we say, these people didn't go to the streets to die for Mudavadi to get an office, or Amalo, or Kalonzo, or Raila. But we let Kenyans down in 2023.
Okay.
At the NADCO, we let off William Ruto very easily. But at the time, our ODM friends were already getting into bed with the government. And there was the package for them to receive a share in government. That's when they put in their experts. And now we are hearing that even some of the things, some of the goodies, the G2G deals that were attacking, that removed that open tender system that was open and transparent. And you have a few people going to Dubai and closing a deal, then extending it. And we have a situation where we let off William Ruto very easily. Had we done what we should have done at Bomas,
Right.
what happened in 2024 would not have happened.
Okay.
So as leaders,
You
we
think
actually
you didn't push hard enough?
No, we did not. We let Kenyans down, and I think we owe, particularly our young people, an apology for that, because we let William Ruto off so easily at Bomas during that NADCO thing. This is what led to a worse finance bill in 2024. And this is what now made the young people come out, knowing very well that there was no one to speak for them.
I actually agree if you put it that way.
Yes.
I agree with you
Yes.
100%.
Yes.
Speaking of the finance bill, 186 MPs were not in parliament to vote for or against the finance bill.
Yes.
What on earth is happening?
It's an abdication. It's an abdication. The cardinal responsibility of any member of parliament
Legislation.
First
Oversight,
of all,
yes.
is representation. You're
Yes.
supposed to represent the people who are suffering out there
Okay.
because of the heavy taxation. The minute we doubled VAT on fuel in 2023, this is where the rain started beating us. Then the following year we added, the road maintenance levy, the 7 shillings, pushed from 18 to 25 shillings. So everything just kept going from bottom up. And we allowed this to happen. But had we put our foot down at Bomas, what Ruto did the other day, during this war,
Yes.
he would have done it at Bomas. We said just take VAT only, first of all.
Yeah.
Back to where Uhuru left at 8%. That would have brought fuel prices down. And once fuel prices go up, the cost of living go across the board. So he refused. He said not a shilling. He told his MPs, you don't remove a corner, a comma, or a full stop, it must pass. So 2024, the finance bill again passed. When the Gen Z were at the gates of parliament, their MPs could hear them, but they went ahead.
Yeah.
And this is what infuriated the young people to break into parliament. And I can tell you today, those 186 members of parliament,
Yeah.
most of them had to run when the real owners of Kenya came into parliament.
Yes.
Some of them, I'm told even the speaker, left in an ambulance. Things were thick.
Yes.
And that parliament was actually impeached by the Gen Z
Right.
at that time. But rather than be seen to be voting for, because they didn't even know what would happen if they could come back, 186 members abdicated. They literally fled.
So this is Gen Z phobia.
Yes, it is still there. What was achieved? People might say, but these young people are still here. They are watching what is happening. They're even more angry than before. So these fellows, of course, they have an election coming.
Right.
We have quite a number of young people who have now gotten IDs, who have registered as voters. So rather than be seen voting, yes, they took off. So what we're seeing is an abdication, a parliament that is captured, that is not representative of the will of the people. And we are also getting very worried that the only line of defense, or the last line of defense for this country now, is the judiciary. We're seeing pressure now bearing on the judiciary. And if the judiciary is overcome also, then literally our democracy is in danger.
Our goose is cooked.
Speaking of that, Sasa, this is a genuine question also from me. We've
Yes.
seen Ndindi Nyoro very
Yes.
vocal against the finance bill.
Yes.
He's been very vocal against a lot of things happening around. But when the time came for him to actually do the real representation,
Yes.
when the time came for him to show how, in action rather than words, he was not there. He
Yes.
faced a lot of backlash. Came online to explain he was not in the country when the voting was happening. So I don't understand. That is when where the mistrust comes in between the people
Yes.
and the opposition.
Yes.
Most feel like wanatumia watu tu for leverage. I don't know, to find a proper solid ground for their own interest. So I don't come and Ndindi Nyoro. I don't know if you're friends.
Yeah, we
But
are good friends. I was equally surprised.
Yeah, I feel like it's
because
a
you-
form
you-
of betrayal and
It's true. It's true. I think we, the political class, have betrayed the country. I think we have fallen short of the expectations of Kenyans. And whatever is politically expedient to us
Yeah.
is what we would do, and literally abandon the people. Because there's no greater responsibility for a member of parliament than that representation of the will of the people through that house, that legislation, and the oversight. Because if you are not there, and all these millions of Kenyans cannot all come to that parliament to express their will, you are supposed to represent their will, but you are not. Instead, you are captured to go with what the executive wants. So we have a problem, and the backlash Ndindi suffered, I think, should teach them that Kenyans are watching and they know who are genuine and who are not.
Yes.
And if you play around with Kenyans, they would call you out. Yeah, I think it's been a very rough week for him. He tried to apologize, but he could not have.
Yeah, I don't think there's any excuse for that. That day really mattered a lot.
Yes.
And as someone who has that representative legislative power, he would have made that change. It matters even if it is one vote.
Yes.
Especially for someone that has been extremely loud about it.
Yes.
Naona tu anacheza na emotions za watu. The emotions are very high. People are in need of genuine people, genuine opposition. So I
genuine
feel like
leadership.
Genuine leadership. I feel like they take advantage of that most of the time. Even kuja online kusema give me the likes and I will table an impeachment
motion.
And he didn't do it. He didn't even do it. So
no, that's my MP, by the way. Caleb Amis is my MP in Saboti.
Yeah, they need to show up where it matters.
He's going to do it. No, I'm going to ask him. I knew he's asking, where is the impeachment motion?
I think it's very serious and a fight for our lives.
Yes.
And I feel they don't take it as seriously as we do. It is a fight for our lives. It's not about our emotions, our rage being taken advantage of. You must show up where it matters.
Correct.
That is real leadership.
Correct.
Showing up. Yes.
Speaking of which, right now, as far as Linda Mwananchi is concerned, Edwin Sifuna has officially been removed as Secretary General of ODM party. What does this mean going forward now for the Linda Mwananchi faction that is currently having this bromance with the opposition?
Also, sorry to add to the question. I was following up with your interview yesterday, and you hinted you hinted at partnership with Linda Mwananchi and how the oppositions are going to come together and pick one flag bearer. So the partnership with Linda Mwananchi, is this something that is cooking, ama you are expecting?
It's actually cooking,
okay.
And we've been engaging with Kina Sifuna, Kina Orengo, Kina Otsotsi, and the issue is that we were all together in Azimio. We were all with Baba. We all fought William Ruto. But as I said, I think something happened at Bomas when ODM now started shifting towards entering into a post-election arrangement with the UDA. I think some of us in the opposition felt this was a betrayal of Kenyans, and I think Martha Karua was the first one. PLP actually left Azimio. I went to Bomas. I did my best. Then I realized probably they were behind Nyuma Hema talks that were going on.
Right.
And the real issues were not, we didn't do justice to the real issues. So I declined to sign that report. And from Bomas, we started having a fallout in Azimio. And I declined to sign that report. And that fallout led to actually DAP Kenya, my party, also leaving Azimio. Because we found it was no longer tenable. Because what brings us together as a coalition is really a shared vision and shared values. And so if you're going into bed with the oppressor,
right,
then what more do we have in terms of shared values? And
there's
nothing holding us together. If you are abandoning the young people, and today you're saying, you want to tell your supporters in ODM not to go to the streets on the 25th, then what are you doing? I mean, there are those freedoms that Raila fought for. that people should be free to express themselves. People should be free to associate with whoever they want to.
Very true.
And people should be free to come out and protest where they're unhappy with these ever-rising taxes and cost of living and corruption and insecurity. People should be allowed to come out. And so when you're saying, because you are with William Ruto, if you allow them, it will displease him. Surely then you have abandoned the people. You have abandoned the cause.
Yes.
That and the values that brought us together, those democratic values that were out to defend the human rights and all the fundamental freedoms that we have fought for. Then there's no longer anything holding us together. It's like a marriage. At that point, you feel like the marriage has broken down irretrievably. And even the law allows that marriage to end. So this is what happened. But amongst those in ODM, there are those who have stuck to the values and the original goals. And that is why the entire ODM, when they now moved from Azimio to the broad-based government, and they signed a post-election pact in March, there were some who did not wholly embrace that agreement and the new partnership. And we had two factions now. So there is this faction that went back to the ground to say, Linda ground. So that they want to Linda the ground that was ODM strongholds in Nyanza, in Western, in the coast, in Nairobi. So that they Linda that ground, but they Linda it for who? For William. Because they are now in this government together.
Yes.
But there are those who felt we cannot Linda. We don't want to Linda William Ruto. We want to Linda the Mwananchi.
Yes.
So now these are our friends, with whom we still share those. We have
values.
Those values, and we've been encouraging them and telling them that just the way we thought it was untenable to continue having this Azimio thing with the differences, then it will be a point will come when it will be untenable for you to continue being in ODM. And I think that time has come for Sifuna and his group. They had said they wanted to, deal with the issues, their own internal issues.
Yes, as ODM.
As ODM, because there are two ODM factions. And I think it's coming to the end. Wanasema mbio za sakafuni huishia ukingoni. Nafikiri kwenye ODM hizo mbio zimefika ukingoni now. Sifuna and his group must make the decision now. And we are urging them that the time has come. We just have 1 month. This July, and we enter the election year, which starts running on 10th of August. So they still have time to reorganize themselves and to come and join us. Because whether they're in Linda Mwananchi or United Opposition, we are all one term. And we have reasons why we are saying, 1 term of these killings of the Gen Z and human rights violations is 1 term too many. 1 term of this runaway corruption is 1 term too many. 1 term of this rising cost of living and over is 1 term too many. And this regime knows no other way. The only way is up.
Yes.
And we must send them home 1 term. So let them come so that we move together. And I can assure you tonight, as I said yesterday, that we are both 1 term, Linda Mwananchi and United Opposition. But the time has come now for us to be 1 team.
All right.
Not just 1 term, but 1 team. The day we do that, William Ruto's days in power will be numbered. And the path we are following is the 202 path. Because you remember we had Wamalwa and Kibaki and Gilu holding the opposition together as the NAK. Then Raila had again gone into government with Moi. You remember the cooperation, government of national unity. But he now left government with Nakalonzo, Professor Saitoti, Kinamudi Awari. They now moved out as LDP to come and join NAK. And they used to call themselves Rainbow. So NAK and Rainbow came together to form the National Rainbow Coalition. So this is what we want to tell Kenyans tonight, listening to us, that history is repeating itself. And we are going to come together. We are also going to agree that to beat William Ruto, we must all unite. Whatever parties we come from, or regions or religions, we must all come together. Secondly, we must field a joint candidate against William. If we divide, then
there's a problem.
Yes, it will happen. Like in 92 we lost, 97 we lost to Moi, because it was a divided opposition. So for this, we are prepared to sacrifice our personal ambitions to ensure we achieve this goal. And we are not just looking at our friends from ODM. We are also looking at the Gen Z. We have been having challenges, because there are those. And Hanifa, here you can play
aggressively leaderless.
you can help us, because if you remain leaderless, William might just remain your leader. But if we come together, so that it's not just a Gen Z thing, but it's a Gen Zote approach. If we all come together, young and old, who all believe that surely another term of William Ruto, there will be no country left.
I think young people are already aligning with different political parties, especially with Linda Mwananchi. You've seen so many young people there.
That's great.
I guess we are now moving to the real politics.
That is okay.
I guess, we've
Yes, but don't mind us old foggies, because there are those who say we don't want to deal with these old people. You know, if the young Turks of the 90s did not come back, together with the old guard, the Jaramogis, the Matibas, the Martin Shikukus, we would never have achieved the second liberation.
Yeah,
it is that they had this Gen Zote approach where all generations came together. And it was an all hands on deck approach. This is how we were able to remove Kanu after 40 years from power.
Imagine that.
It is the same approach we must take.
Yeah.
Because to do less would only lead to regrets.
You said Caleb Amis is your MP.
Yes, he is.
We had a conversation with him maybe 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
and he said that when they were forming Linda Mwananchi, really this wasn't their plan to join the United Opposition. Their plan was just to continue with what Baba had started, and that was to go all the way to the very top. That means presidency, not necessarily all these other coalition partnerships. When he said that, for a second, I was taken aback, because I was like, so what does this mean? Because he said that he even is thinking of starting his own party, or he said he called it a movement, because I remember I asked him what's the difference between a movement and a party. He said a movement is a group of people heading towards one direction that is not necessarily a party, but eventually I know it's going to be a party anyway. What does this mean for the United Opposition? Because there are some who are saying, look, we will have one person, but others are saying if it is not me, then it's no one else. Where are we really?
I think we'll need to look at how we lost in 92 and 97. It was because of that. It must be me. If it's not me, then
no one else.
Yes, no one else.
Yeah.
This is how we lost, because Matiba felt he was more popular than Jaramogi. Jaramogi felt he was the senior most. Then Kibaki came here, the chance. They all lost to Moi. My brother in 97 could not agree with Raila. After Jaramogi died, they fought in Fort Kenya. Raila left. We split Fort Kenya. Ngilo said, Masai ni ya mama. She came in. Then Kibaki. So we all again lost. But when you look at the number of us, if you put together, Moi had just about 36%. And he still won.
You had 67.
Yes, but it was under the old constitution, which did not have 50+1. So we're saying even today, if, say, the young people were to say they go it alone, they don't want to work with the seasoned politicians, the formation that is there now, we have a two-horse formation of the broad-based government, which is the Okoa Ruto team.
Right.
Then we have the United Alternative Government, or the opposition, which is the Okoa Kenya team.
All right.
So if we were to all agree that we must Okoa Kenya,
Ruto
and there are those who want to Okoa Ruto, na wanapigana kulinda ground for Ruto, then you must choose which side.
Yeah.
If you want to Komboa Kenya, then you must come to the side that is saying he must go home one time.
Okay.
Now, to create a third horse is to actually help William Ruto win. The minute we split and there's a third horse in between, the vote will be split, and even just the impression that the opposition is divided. Now, even if he does not win, have you listened to Oscar Sudi speak?
Yes.
Until hata zipoja tutajaza. The minute you give Ruto a divided opposition, you've given him a chance to actually manipulate that vote just by saying, oh, you see, hawa tawanyorosha asubuhi mapema, hawana akili, hawana agenda, sasa hawana umoja. The minute we give him that, he'll play on that division to now say it's because they could not agree, sinimewanyorosha. Even if he does not actually win, he'll manipulate that vote. So we are talking to our younger brothers, and we are urging them that we must adopt that musketeer spirit that I said, one for all and all for one, so that we just remove this bad regime, this corrupt regime with its failed policies in health. Mambo ya SHA is not working, failed policies in education is in a mess. If you actually believe that needs to be done, then you must be ready to sacrifice. And I think it was Madison who said in the US that if we are a nation of angels, then we'll not need the government. So if you are looking for angels, actually...
I agree. I agree with you that people must unite.
Yes.
But there are two concerns, Sasa. First, how does the united opposition handle the conflict of interest? You see, you're saying people must sacrifice.
Yes.
Na kama kuna wenye hawataki kabisa, it's ni wao ama the highway. Like wamekata kabisa. The second one is, what if there are people in the united opposition that are using this as a leverage to bargain, for their own interest with the government or with Ruto? How do you prevent such things from happening? Sasa unaona concerns kama hiyo.
No, it's true.
Leo you follow this person thinking they're messiah, we are together fighting the good fight, and then unamka kesho ameruka. So the concerns kama hizo, I think it's what is keeping the majority of people away or in a lukewarm political situation.
It actually makes sense because I can tell you tonight, the day we had the harshest maandamano, and I think we're in the Mathare Valley, we almost killed there. They surrounded us and blocked, and then they were now not just tear gas, they were using live bullets, meaning in that crossfire, any one of us could have been shot. They say, we don't know who shot you. And after that, we heard that Baba had gone to Mombasa to meet Ruto. So what Anifa you're saying is a possibility. Today we can be like where. Then tomorrow one of us has gone to meet Ruto.
Is meeting Ruto in Mombasa.
And especially wa flag bearer mwenyewe anaweza pata ameenda kwa Ruto.
It's a possibility.
Yeah.
But also where we have reached, I think we all realize what is at stake. Because if in the first term the Ruto regime has done this kind of damage, what if he got a second term where he does not need anyone's vote? What can he do? If you just try to imagine that, hata unapoteza usingizi at night. So the stakes are so high that we must be ready to accept that Kenya is bigger than all of us. And that to save our country, we must be ready to subordinate our personal ambition to the national interest of actually comboring this country. So for that, and if I can tell you tonight, we have reflected and we have come to the conclusion that if it is not Eugene Wamalwa, I will support whoever we agree on, as long as we have that agreed agenda and a fair process of identifying that candidate. And those are the principles that we are saying guided the NAC movement. The Ford movement failed because of that personal ambition, the egos, they could not agree.
Okay.
But the NAC movement succeeded because of that approach that Kenya is bigger than all of us. Okay. Secondly, that we must have a gather all and scatter none kind of approach. Some of the things you're saying that maybe Caleb is saying or some of the young people are saying that no, we can't gather together with these oldies, let's go our own way. Now, unless we have that gather all and scatter none, whoever is for one term and is with us.
Yes.
No matter how old or no matter whether
young.
It's Muslim or Christian or young or old or woman, or as long as they believe that another term of William Ruto would really mess up this country, then let us come together.
Okay.
And let's not just be saying one time in that corner, one time in the other corner. Let this one time groups become one team. The day the one-time teams groups become one team, that's the day we'll drive William home. So for this, I think let's not take hard positions, whether you're young or old, or let us look at the bigger picture and know that we need that all hands on deck approach and that Gen Zote approach. This is the only formula that will work. There's no other formula. Any one of us trying to take on William Ruto individually will not make it. The kind of war chest this president has amassed in the last 3 years, globally has been ranked as one of the richest presidents, not just in Africa. In the world, he is amongst the top 11 richest presidents. So if you are talking of billions, Akonazo. But a people united cannot be defeated by those billions. If we all come together, we'll drive him home. But if we split, he will get a second term.
Muhesh, how will the opposition decide it's Wamalwa or it's Karua or it's whoever? I'm forgetting the people there. But how will you decide? Is
there a voting
will
process
you cause
or
a towing?
No, I think we have a team of experts that we've already engaged, and each party, each group would have a say in that process, so that it is fair, it's above board. But for now, what is holding us together is the guiding principles. But in terms of the methodology, the technical issues, I think those will come later. The question is not if we have agreed we must work together, stick together to the 10th of August 2027 and beyond, and to win, we must have one candidate. We will all push that candidate.
Yeah.
So I think we've agreed in principle. So the rest will leave it to the processes that will come to play. We've gone around the country. Last week I hosted my colleagues in Western Kenya.
Yes.
So the only region we haven't reached now is Northern Kenya. And we are planning to do Garissa. We want to do Marsabit, Isiolo, all the way to Wajir, Mandera. And we want to also start from Turkana, Pokot. So that is the only part of the country we haven't gone. So once we do that, we want to go into a retreat now to now start looking at the how we can have that lineup. And if we formally now have a structured engagement with Linda Mwananchi, we will definitely have to agree on the name of the coalition, the lineup of the coalition, and so many other things, that we have an all-inclusive team.
The manifesto now.
Yes, and the manifesto, that we already have a technical team that's working on the manifesto. Because the areas, in terms of policy changes, the fortunate thing is that we have a very strong team. Some of us were in the Kibaki administration. Some of us have been in the Uhuru administration. So when you're talking about policies, we know what policies are not working. We know what needs to be changed in the education, in the health, and all other sectors. So these are areas that will very quickly, no matter who the flag bearer will be guided by that raft of priority areas.
Okay.
And there's this professor in Oxford, a friend of mine once said that science without policy is still science.
Yeah.
You can't change science; it remains. But policy without science and research is gambling. What we are seeing is a government that came into. It's as if they were not really sure they are going to win. And they came into power very unprepared.
Right.
And what you have are a trial and error kind of haphazard, half-baked policies. Oh, let's change this. Let's remove this Linda Mama. Let us change it with this. Let us bring this. So all this has led to actually several failed policies that we can see, those of us who have been in government. Because we've been in government, I was in the same cabinet with Ruto and Uhuru. We were with Ruto and Uhuru in the same cabinet, the government, the Jubilee. So we know the good policies that worked and the Kibaki policies that worked, and the policy changes that have occurred in the last 4 years with very disastrous consequences. So from day one, we know what needs to be done. And we want to promise Kenyans we will not let them down. We just want to urge the young people of this country. Waswahili wanasema kidole kimoja hakiui chawa. It will need that seasoned kidole, those seasoned politicians, and the kidole, the young people.
All right.
Coming on board not as passengers but as partners. And we will sit and agree, including the cabinet, the number of young people who should be in that cabinet, the number of women who should be in that. These are issues we are ready to sit at the table and discuss.
I hope it won't be another boda mama mboga kind of situation.
No,
because watu walikuwa nadhani kuna mtu wa boda walai atakuwa cabinet secretary.
Aliambiwa hivyo.
No, actually aliwaambia bottom up, pesa mfukoni. Lakini hakuambia ni mfuko wa nani. That is where the problem.
There are Kenyans who are waiting to see a mama mboga as the CS for God knows what.
Yes.
A boda guy as
boda guy confessing.
Yes, but you know there are bodas with degrees.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
There are mama bodas
Sure.
who have papers.
Oh,
so
yes.
if they were serious, particularly after the Gen Z revolution and him dissolving, everybody thought he was actually going to make major changes.
Yeah.
Then he just recycled. There was no single Gen Z mama boga who was put there. Akawarudisha tu. Kina Cherichiri, kina Murkomen wakarudisha.
okay.
But it's his government, so he has a few months to go. But we have a real opportunity to change, to make significant changes. And this we can do, we will come together.
All right. Muhesh, I know this is not the last time we will see you, but
Thank you.
for now we'll let you go.
Thank you very much.
You've said tomorrow we should wait for a statement from the opposition as far as Honorable Martha Karua's situation is
Yes,
concerned.
definitely. We're very unhappy the way Martha was treated. And she's a lawyer, and not just a lawyer, senior counsel. And she's a former Minister of Justice. She preceded me as the Minister of Justice before I became Minister for Justice. She was there. And she was very critical, actually, in the constitutional review process. She's the one who actually started that process that led to the new constitution.
Okay.
So, one other thing that our Ugandan friends should know is that we believe Baba won this election. Had Baba actually been sworn in as president, Martha would be president today. Martha will be president today.
Yeah.
Martha can be president tomorrow. So the manner in which she was handled at Entebbe was terrible. And we have actually asked the Minister of Foreign Affairs, our High Commissioner in Uganda, Babu Namwamba, we must have a formal protest from the Kenyan government of the Ugandan authorities.
Okay.
And for us as the opposition, we are going to protest. We expect the Law Society of Kenya, the Law Society of East Africa to do the same.
All right.
Yes. Thank you.
Next time we have you here, we'll talk about devolution, because you are also Minister of Devolution.
I'll be glad to come back, and
Yes. Yeah.
I look forward to that.
All right. Sawa basi.